checkered work history. Now, for those of you who don't know what that means, it means that you've done various different things in your career. It's been a bit all over the place, a bit like a zigzag. And that's me. If you Google checkered work history, the first thing that comes up is how to disguise a checkered work history on your CV. Just assuming that it's a bad thing. Well, I'm here tonight to make the point, to say that I don't think that's the case. I don't think necessarily that having this zigzag in your career is necessarily a bad thing. And I'll tell you why. I've had quite a few jobs. And if you think of all the jobs that you've done in your life, I think it makes you the person that you are sitting right there today. I first started out with part-time jobs, as you do, to get your money for your booze at the weekend. In my case, it was things like 2020, Diamond White, Hooch. And I spent 5 years in retail, going through college and uni, and that's normal enough, I suppose. In my last year of uni, I worked at a solid wood furniture store, selling wooden beds, wooden tables, and wooden chairs. I learned all there was to learn about wood. In fact, I was a connoisseur of wood. I knew everything. I learned not to spill red wine, like yours, Laura, on a solid oak table. And I also learned that walnut arrives dark, and as the sunlight brightens it, it gets gold and caramel strands over time. I was a real geek. I loved wood, believe it or not, at the time. Anyway, once I left uni, I decided that I wanted to do a postgraduate course. I wanted to go up to Liverpool and to study an MSc in consciousness. Yes, that very well-known subject. But I didn't have the money. So I decided randomly to move down to Cambridge and get a job. My first full-time job was working at a computer games company. Now, this company was unlike anything you'd ever seen before. The people looked like they'd just stepped out of a computer game themselves. They looked like they'd stepped out of the Matrix. Long black leather coats, long black hair, glasses, everything. But it was great. I loved it. We had a games room. We had a basket of fresh fruit on our desks every day. We could turn up to work in whatever we liked. Black leather, obviously being the preferred choice, but not for me. Hasten to add. So, I got the money I needed, eventually, after about a year, and I moved up to Liverpool to study consciousness. I moved up to the land of the Scousers. Now, I don't know whether there's any Scousers in the room, not to offend you, but I spent all my time trying not to get the Scouse accent. But I actually ended up perfecting the accent. I learned great sayings such as, "Ah, that's great," and my favourite one, "I'm freezing." But I spent the rest of my time basically trying to preserve my own accent and making sure that I didn't get a Scouse one. My partner at the time was a hypnotherapist, and he suggested to me that I go on one of his trainings. So I did. It would be fun. Before I knew it, there was a hypnotherapy chair in my living room, and I was a practicing hypnotherapist, believe it or not. I'd see people for everything. I saw clients for stopping smoking, weight loss, addictions, weird phobias, you name it, I saw it. And I think I learned a lot. I learned the fine art of lightly tapping someone on the knee to wake them up when they fell asleep snoring. But seriously, I did learn a lot about the mind, about the potentials of the mind and what we can do with our mind if we really want to change enough. And that's where I really got into the mind, and I set up my own online magazine called Whole Science, which I've still got to this day. It covers things like meditation research, the placebo effect, visualization, and the power of belief. Now, because I was so focused on creating this online magazine, I completely forgot about getting clients, believe it or not, to the point where I had no money. I needed to get a job. I was broke. I needed to get a job, and I needed to get a job fast. So what did I do? I did what anybody else would do. I went to all the agencies and signed up quickly. I said, "Get me a job, I need a job." A few days later, a job came through. They said it'd be for 3 months, and I'd be working on reception. I thought, great, I'll take it. I got a little bit suspicious when they said for me to turn up and not wear any jewellery. I thought, wear any jewellery? And yes, I worked for 3 months at a heroin clinic where the heroin addicts would come and get their methadone.